You just received the biggest promotion of your life. Everyone is cheering. Your LinkedIn notifications are blowing up. Your parents are telling the neighbors how proud they are. But as you sit at your desk, staring at the screen, you feel like a thief. You are not celebrating. You are waiting. You are waiting for that one email, that one phone call, or that one tap on the shoulder. We found out you do not belong here. We realized you have been faking it this whole time. This is the heavy, suffocating weight of the imposter syndrome, but calling it a syndrome is misleading. It makes it sound like a disease, something broken that needs a cure. In reality, it is a sophisticated glitch in your high-functioning brain. It is the silent tax that high achievers pay. Think about the last time you succeeded. Did you feel a sense of mastery, or did you start listing all external factors? You tell yourself it was the timing, it was the luck. It was because the team was strong. It was because the interviewer was in a good mood. You have an entire library of excuses for your brilliance. It is time to turn the lights on. It is time to understand why your mind is playing this cruel trick on you. You are not a fraud. You are simply stuck in a loop of distorted perception. Over the next few minutes, we are going to dissect the 3 specific ghosts that haunt your ambition. We are going to look at the perfectionist, the natural genius, and the soloist who dies in silence. We will uncover the neuroscience behind why your brain chooses fear over pride. And finally, we will use the ancient wisdom of the Stoics to flip the script. You are not broken. You are a work in progress, and you are exactly where you need to be. To understand why these ghosts haunt you, we have to look at the first type of imposter. We call this the perfectionist. For the perfectionist, the world is binary. No such thing as a good job. There is only flawless victory or total defeat. You might spend hours formatting a slide deck. You are doing it because you are terrified that one misaligned text box will be the thread that pulls the whole sweater apart. In your mind, that tiny error is a beacon. It screams to the world that you do not know what you are doing. This is where your biology betrays you. Deep inside your brain, a small almond-shaped structure called the amygdala is screaming. Normally, the amygdala is there to protect you from tigers and falling rocks. But for the perfectionist, a typo in an email triggers the exact same survival response. Your brain floods your system with cortisol, the stress hormone. Your heart rate climbs, your palms get sweaty, your prefrontal cortex gets hijacked by a primitive fear of being cast out of the tribe for being incompetent. You tell yourself that if you are not the best, you are the worst. There is no middle ground. Every success you achieve does not build your confidence. It only raises the bar for the next time. You are running a race where the finish line keeps moving further away every time you get close to it. Then there is the second ghost, the one we call the natural genius. This is a different kind of torture. If you grew up as the gifted child, the one who never had to study to get straight A's, you are at high risk. But here is the trap. When you believe talent is innate, you start to view effort as a sign of weakness. The moment you hit a wall, the moment a task requires grit and repetitive practice, your internal alarm goes off. The ghost whispers in your ear that you are a fraud. It tells you your true mediocre self is being exposed. You would rather quit and keep the image of being talented than try and risk looking like a failure. You are trapped in a cage of your own early potential, mourning a version of yourself that never had to grow. Finally, we encounter the third ghost, perhaps the most isolating of them all. We call this the soloist. If you are the soloist, your internal mantra is simple. I must do this by myself. Help is a curse. You think that if you cannot perform the entire symphony alone, you are not a real musician. You sit in your office late at night, drowning in a sea of tasks, refusing to throw a life vest to yourself. Because you are terrified that if someone else pulls you out, they will see that you never knew how to swim. You equate independence with worth. In your mind, the only successes that count are the ones you achieved in total isolation. If anyone helped you, that success is tainted. It is not yours. It is a shared lie. But here is the secret the soloist cannot see. Your brain is using independence as a shield to hide your vulnerability. You are not being strong. You are being defensive. You are so afraid of being exposed as inadequate. You have built a fortress around your work, and now you are starving inside of it. Now, I want you to take a deep breath because we are about to flip the entire script. Everything you have been told about the imposter syndrome is about to change. Imagine yourself standing on a stage. The lights are blindingly bright. The audience is silent. You feel that familiar cold chill. You feel like a fake. You feel like you do not belong in this room. But I want you to look closer at that feeling. Why are you here? You are here because you pushed yourself. You are here because you accepted a challenge that was slightly bigger than your current comfort zone. You are here because you climbed. People who stay in the base camp never feel like imposters. People who do the same easy job for 30 years never feel like they are faking it. They are comfortable, they are safe, and they are stagnant. The feeling of being an imposter is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of growth. It is the physiological sensation of your comfort zone stretching. Think about it this way. If you feel like an imposter, it means you have entered a room where the standards are higher than you are used to. It means you are playing a game at a level you have not mastered yet. And that is exactly where you are supposed to be. You are not a fraud. You are a pioneer. You are a scout who has moved ahead of the main group into uncharted territory. This is where the ancient Stoics offer us a masterclass in psychological resilience. The imposter syndrome is simply your ego's desperate attempt to avoid looking foolish while you are learning. When you feel that ghost whispering that you are a fake, the Stoic response is to say, "Yes, I am a beginner in this new world." The twist is this. The feeling of being an imposter is actually a high-performance GPS. It is a signal from your brain that you are doing something difficult, something meaningful, and something that matters. You are not faking it until you make it. You are being it until you become it. The mask you think you are wearing isn't a disguise. It is a prototype of your future self. Stop trying to banish the ghosts. Instead, invite them to the table. The moment you accept your own imperfection, the ghost loses its power. Now we come to the application. It starts by firing the obsessive auditor in your mind. Instead of letting him look for flaws with a magnifying glass, tell him to start documenting the facts of your progress. This is where we apply the Stoic principle of focusing only on what is within our control. You cannot control whether the world thinks you are a genius. You cannot control if a project turns out perfectly. But you can control the honesty of your effort and the courage of your presence. The next time that cold feeling of being a fraud washes over you, I want you to try one tiny micro step. We call it the fact file. Grab a piece of paper or open a note on your phone. Write down 3 things you have done in the last year that required actual work. Not luck, not timing, but hours of your life and focus. Look at those 3 things. Those are not the works of a lucky amateur. Those are the receipts of your growth. When the ghost whispers that you are faking it, look at your receipts. You might feel like a fake, but your sweat is real. Your late nights were real. Your willingness to show up despite the fear is the most real thing about you. We spend so much time trying to be the person who has it all figured out that we forget that the most successful people are often just the best at being beginners. They have simply learned to be comfortable with the discomfort of not knowing. They have embraced the Stoic idea of amor fati, not just for the wins, but for the messy, uncertain middle. Your imposter syndrome is not a wall, it is a doorway. It is the gatekeeper of your next level. Every time you walk through it, feeling like you do not belong, you are actually claiming your seat at the table.